I'm driving 14,000 feet to the top of Pikes Peak!
Why? Because you guys told me to. But unfortunately, the top of the mountain is actually closed.
How's it going? I'll turn around. Well, that's fine, because the car is overheating.
So, we're going to your next suggestion, the Garden of the Gods.
You remember those old create your own adventure books, right? Well, you just stumbled on one in real life. I'm on a road trip right now where every stop is decided by you, the audience. The top comment suggestions decide my fate. And I have to say, I'm in love with your first suggestion. The Garden of the Gods is truly spectacular, with these 300-foot sandstone structures poking out of the green Colorado landscape. I can't recommend stopping by this park enough. Plus, it's free. Just incredible. So while I was exploring Garden of the Gods, you guys were on my YouTube voting on a poll based off of your top suggestions to do in Colorado. Let's see what you decide.
What?
Oh.
What the fuck?
I might have to speak in code when talking about doing this thing, but out of all the 4 options, you guys voted on me doing the thing that is known to be legal in Colorado. Now, since I don't think I can just do this thing on screen and be monetized, I'm gonna do your guys' suggestion and go do the Manitou Incline while doing this thing. So let's get to it. Now, I swore I would never take part in this activity again. And the reason is, well, let me tell you a story. It was election night 2020. Me and my friend decided to get out of the city in case all hell broke loose. So we packed up our Honda CR-V and headed up to hike up Mount Whitney. So I filled my backpack with a 12-pack of beer and headed up to one of Mount Whitney's beautiful alpine lakes. As we're hiking up, we keep passing this group of dudes who ask for a beer at the top if we have any left. I absolutely agree. And we keep hiking up the beautiful Mount Whitney Trail up to this incredible, crystal clear alpine lake. Now, mind you, it's around November, December. It's gonna snow that night. The alpine lake is freezing cold, but I'm having such an amazing time. I decide to skinny dip in the lake and it feels incredible. I'm on my Wim Hof shit. I am the Iceman. I get out and I'm freezing my tail off, but the dudes who are following us up on the way up go, "Hey man, can we have one of those beers?" I give him one of the beers and he's like, "Thanks so much. Do you want one of these gummies?" And normally I don't do that type of stuff, but I'm riding the high of this amazing experience, the beautiful dip in the alpine lake, and I say, "Yeah, sure, whatever, I'll have one." He gives me one, I take it, he goes, "You want another?" And I'm like, "How much are they?" Like, "They're 20 milligrams. Like, screw it, I take another. So me and my friend both take 2 of these gummies, and we're feeling good for all of 5 minutes on the hike down. And then the dark thoughts set in. Now, I'm a pretty confident and happy-go-lucky kind of guy, but as soon as the devil's lettuce is in my system, all of that goes away and I get schizophrenia levels of paranoia. And right as that starts to happen, this dude comes around the corner looking like he's not ready for a hike. I'm talking Hawaiian shirt, Vans, just not prepped for the trail, and he pulls out his phone and says, "Have you seen my girlfriend? She's been missing for 2 days." Which is the last thing someone who is extremely paranoid wants to hear. I feel absolutely awful. We're telling this guy, "No, we haven't seen your girlfriend." And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, there's a bear around the corner ready to eat me to bits just like it did this guy's girlfriend. So we finish our hike down the trail and all we can say to each other is, "I'm so scared and I'm so high." So we make it down to this empty parking lot next to this big metal sign and decide we're just gonna have to sleep this off. Mind you, it's the beginning of winter, so the sun goes down at like 4:45. So we're gonna try and sleep this off at 5 p.m. We set up her bed in the little Honda CR-V, cramped as hell, with the wind whipping through this metal sign that is so loud that we cannot sleep at all. So we toss and turn for about 5 hours until we finally make it to bed. All of that's to say that this substance and I don't mix well. So the fact that I'm gonna do it while on one of Colorado's most difficult hikes
has got me a little worried.
So we've made it to the incline. I think the plan is I'm gonna take a break every 500 steps and blow a little tree.
The Manitou Incline is essentially 2,700 steps straight up the side of a mountain that get increasingly steep as you ascend.
We've made it to 500 steps. Here's me before, and here's me after. I got a feeling I'm gonna be talking to the camera a lot less as we go up.
As the altitude increased, the snow on the trail and the increased slope made this hike really exhausting. And I quickly gave up on the idea of indulging every 500 steps because the dark thoughts started to set. Why are you doing this? Nobody's gonna watch this video. Everyone knows you're high. Stop saying hello to children. It's weird. And as I'm freaking out, I get to a sign that tells me I'm not even close to the top. Another hour? I don't have this.
You're weak. Scared of a little hike? Scared of a little hike, baby boy?
Stop saying hello to children. Back down the mountain. Help. But I never give up, so I push through and eventually make it to the top of the incline, and all that hard work was rewarded with some incredible views.
Does anyone else feel like March is just madness? There's literally noise everywhere you go. I can't go on my daily walk without hearing dogs barking, a garbage truck clanging down the street, sirens on every corner. Everything from my work to my workout gets interrupted. That is, until I found Raycon's everyday earbuds. With active noise cancellation capable of drowning out the most maddening sounds, Raycon's everyday earbuds are your silencing sidekick for the gym, work, or phone calls. Offering premium audio that goes wherever you go. And they're affordable, starting at just half the price as other premium audio brands. With the 32-hour battery life and the ability to connect to multiple devices at once, it makes bouncing between working on my phone and computer seamless. And no other earbud fits my ears the way these do. The different size rubber tips make it possible for people like me with extra small ears to finally enjoy the discreet earbud experience. So go to buyraycon.com/ICanDoThat to get 20% off the best-selling everyday earbuds brought to you by Raycon.
Next stop is decided by my Instagram audience, and thankfully, after the hike, they're sending me to Pagosa Hot Springs, home of the deepest hot spring in the world. But before I could get there, I noticed my coolant bubbling every time I stopped. But I wasn't fully overheating, which can be a sign of a blown head gasket, aka a road trip ending repair. So I went to the nearest auto parts store and rented a head gasket leak tester.
So I may have jumped to conclusions. The coolant overflow was bubbling pretty much every time I stopped driving, so there's some air in the system. I came to this auto parts store to rent a head gasket leak test, which I'm gonna run anyways, but I think this is actually our problem. Our radiator cap was broken and I just spent about 5 minutes fishing out all the broken pieces from there, so the radiator cap might have been letting air into the system, which was causing the bubbling, but we're gonna do the head gasket test anyway and pray that it comes back negative. I know the engine sounds like crap, but I just have a squeaky belt. So I filled it with the test fluid. If it turns yellow, we've got some exhaust leak in our coolant system. Hopefully we don't. We're gonna wait till it gets up to temperature and then start pumping. Okay, the trip is still on. If we had a blown head gasket, I was gonna call this whole trip off.
Thank God it was just a radiator cap. So I'm able to get in some real hot water now at Pagosa Hot Springs. At 1,002 feet deep, the Pagosa Mother Spring is the deepest natural hot spring in the world, and it feeds the 25 tubs of varying temperature at the Springs Resort and Spa.
Oh yeah, this place is really spectacular. It has the element of what makes any hot spring great. I think it's right next to a river, so I'm sitting in 103 degrees Fahrenheit and I can jump right over into this river and get the nice cold to hot. Woo! Cold plunge. This is exactly what I needed after that really challenging hike yesterday. That thing was no joke. 2,700 steps, pretty much directly uphill. My body's feeling it today, so being able to sit and soak. I'm really grateful that my Instagram audience listened to what I wanted to do and sent me here. Now, it is a $60 day pass to go here, but apparently the locals told me there's actually a free hot spring just right up the way. Oh, I see it right here. So we're gonna traverse the river and see what this one feels like over here. Oh man, it's deep. I'm gonna get freezing. Oh man, it's chilly. Let's hope I don't slip and fall and get taken away. Ah! Ah! I'm floating like the ice is down this river. There's literally pieces of ice floating. Whew. This is not easy with no hands. My feet have gone numb. How's it going, guys?
The pools across the river are equally as hot, although they are fairly shallow.
I don't know, man. Having a free option right across the river. I mean, these pools definitely aren't as deep. You kind of got to sit in them, but $60 versus free. I'm going free option every time, baby.
Then it was time to hit the hottest spring at the resort, the Lobster Pot.
107 degrees, the hottest of all the springs here, and it is magical. I guess this is what you pay for, is having the selection of whatever temperature you want, and also the ability to actually sit in these things. All right, the time has come. I'm gonna go from the super hot to fully submerged in the super cold and see how long I can handle it. Going in the super cold.
The temperature of the river said it was sub 40 degrees, and I believe it.
I can't even do it. Yes, I can. I can go in there. I used to be able to do that for like 10 minutes. Oh my God, I can't even do it for a fucking minute now. Woo! I am not the Iceman.
Overall, the Springs Resort and Spa get a 9 out of 10 from me. They were worth the money, and the people there were very friendly. It's worth checking out, and if you don't have the money, you can always plunge across the river. But I couldn't relax for long because you guys voted on my next state, which is Utah. But before I could cross state lines, the car's voltage started fluctuating heavily. And before I knew it, the car decided to just die on me altogether.
So the car keeps dying on the highway. I'm getting crazy weird voltage fluctuations. I think I might have a bad alternator, although it's been doing this for a while. But the lights just came back on after I tightened up the terminal on the battery, so hopefully that'll get me to my next destination.
Oh yeah, and this whole time, I've been riding dirty. I got new vanity plates for the Suzuki, but I forgot to pack them, so my tags are 8 months expired.
And now there's a cop behind me, and this license plate is not registered. I just had some battery issues.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the lights just came back on. Yeah, the lights just came back on, so I think I just tightened the terminal up on my negative, so I think I should be good.
All right.
Oh my God. The cop was right behind me looking at my license plate, which has an expired registration because...
And now the electrical issues just got worse.
And here is my issue. Is this an alternator issue? Where it's making my fucking windshield wipers go crazy?
And the fluctuations continued to vary in intensity as I headed to Utah, where you guys voted on my next activity. And the winner is go get stuck and have Matt's off-road recovery come and save me. So I air down the tires and head out to the dunes of Sand Hollow State Park in search of some soft sand. And we landed in a spot that Matt has done some recoveries before, this big sand bowl. Now it's time to try and get stuck.
But it's seeming harder to get stuck out here than we previously thought because, damn it, I just noticed we bent the fender in.
No!
So it's actually a little harder than we first thought. We tried to get stuck over there, but got out pretty easily. We're gonna keep messing around in this soft sand and see if we can't get stuck.
So we abandoned the sand pit and headed deeper into Sand Hollow to see what we could find.
So we're having trouble getting stuck, and this guy in the Polaris ahead of us said, I know a place you can get stuck in some soft sand, so we're gonna follow him and see what he's got in store.
Now I was trying to avoid rock crawling while I was out here, but our new friend had different plans.
Oh my God, buddy.
Dude, I don't like this, man.
Now those rocks look real scary. Am I gonna tip? Nope.
I've done more intense trails for sure, but never in something that I care so deeply about. And my anxiety is through the roof here.
Oh, brother.
I've got a bone to pick with our new friend.
God, that was so stressful. This paint job was really a lot of work to get done. And if I was gonna have to send it back to Robbie there, I was gonna be very upset. What the heck? You wanted to see what this thing could really do, huh?
You did good. You did awesome.
You know there's a way less sketchy way to get here. This is where we were trying.
Turned out he just brought us back exactly where we were before. But this time, we were gonna shoot for this little pocket and hopefully beach myself.
So the Dookie does not want to get stuck. So we're gonna pull our last resort out and we're gonna pump up the tires so that we get less of a contact patch, and then maybe that'll be the ticket for us getting stuck and making that call to Matt.
After a few attempts, I did eventually get myself dug into a situation that got the Dookie pretty darn stuck.
Well, we're officially stuck, so it's time to call Matt to come tug us out. Hopefully he's bringing the record. All right, we're calling Matt. Hopefully he picks up.
Hello, this is Matt.
Hey Matt, it's Henry.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I'm in Sand Hollow and I got myself a little stuck.
I saw your little pole.
Yeah, so the
I
pole.
was expecting this.
Yeah, well, here we are. We're out in the in that big sand hole. But I'll send you a pin right now and you'll come get us.
Yep, we'll come get you.
All right, we'll see you in a minute. Thanks, Matt. My hero!
Well, I do what I can.
It took us way longer than we were expecting to get stuck.
Yeah.
We couldn't get it stuck with the aired down tires. We had to air the tires back up to eventually get stuck.
So we can do the boring thing and just pull you back there and have you drive out, or we can hook up to you and just pull you right up over the top.
I
here.
think that's the move.
Think we brought a big enough rig?
Yeah. Well, isn't that's the only one that's working right
The
now?
only one that's online other than the Bombi.
It's nice when take what you can get is the best rig.
We are gonna need a soft shackle. I'll grab one and go down there and just hook it to that. I think that's about right. This will be so gentle. We'll just pull you up.
This might be one of Matt's easier jobs.
So there's some people that have speculated that I set up some of my jobs, that they're not real. And to you people, I say, you caught us this time. Okay, you got that fired up?
She's fired up.
Just give it a tiny bit of gas. You're not gonna be helping much because I want it to just roll up on top.
Okay. Right up. Just like that.
Down, 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 slower, slower.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for using this, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for the shirt.
Looks good on you.
And I've never felt more beautiful.
We do have the wrecker, so we're gonna go for a ride in that. Fortunately, the rear steer doesn't work, but that's not gonna stop us from driving up some rocks.
Last time when you were driving with James in this thing, I was really jealous because I wanted to get in the driver's seat the whole time.
We'll put you in a minute.
Cool.
Oh man, should we try it?
Yeah, I think it's hard to beach this thing.
We're gonna try it though.
Oh man! Who do you call when the wrecker gets stuck?
I'd have to call Paul or Rory or Robbie. We're gonna stop right up here. We're gonna put you in this.
When you build them and you're able to fix them so easily, putting someone like me behind the wheel isn't so scary.
I'm terrified. You drive it with your left and right foot. You don't hit the brake with your right foot.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yep.
The steering, you don't want to go full lock or you lose your brakes. We're gonna fix that, but we haven't fixed it yet.
Okay. That's scary.
If you hit it, just back off and you got your brakes back.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you for saving me, and thank you for letting me drive this thing. It's so cool to be behind the wheel of this. And next time we can go do some crawling.
We gotta do some crawling next time you're in the area.
Well, we didn't actually have to wait till next time because I decided to stay an extra day to go crawling with some of Matt's jalopy Jeeps.
This is so much fun. Some of the most fun I've ever had on four wheels. If you want to check out this video, you can go over to Matt's channel and see the shenanigans we're getting into. We're in this Jeep XJ and we got an 80 series Land Cruiser in front of us. We're gonna switch in the middle, but man, look at this scenery and these rocks we're crawling over. This is some of the most fun I've ever had. I'm having flashbacks, Matt! This is where the wrecker almost went up the wall. This might be the most intense wall of Double Sammy, and the Land Cruiser is struggling to get up it. That's how you break an axle.
Okay, we're gonna switch drivers now.
Now, it's so counterintuitive when you're driving these things. Anytime you hear metal scraping, you just drive right through it, which just feels so wrong in any normal driving scenario, but that's why you drive through the pain. We just made it up a really sketchy point of the trail that everyone thought the Land Cruiser wasn't gonna make it, but if you head over to Matt's video, wow. You're gonna see that I'm pretty much a pro driver.
Oh my goodness.
So while we were out wheeling, one of the sway bar bolts ejected itself. So I got it up on one of Matt's lifts and I'm gonna replace that bolt. Let's get this thing fixed. I'm also gonna attempt to bend back this bacon fender that we messed up out on the trails. The paint is still all right on the crease, but definitely cracked some of it here. But looks all right from the outside.
Next, I did a little tire rotation before heading out to the next state you chose, which is Nevada.
It's a pretty nice night out here in Nevada. I drove away from the town that I'm staying in to get away from some of the light pollution because tonight is actually one of the biggest meteor showers of the year. So I came out to this little arrow in the middle of the desert. I set up a time lapse over there and hopefully we'll be able to capture some of these cool shooting stars. brings us to tomorrow. You guys voted that I'm gonna go check out an abandoned mining town. Let's go see what the ghost towns of Nevada have to offer.
So I headed across the desert hills of Nevada and landed at Columbia Mine in Jean, Nevada, south of Las Vegas.
Whoa. Okay, this is pretty crazy. I thought I had to go over the mountain, but it's actually just right here, this mine.
Let's go inside.
This mine's main resource is copper, but also has veins of zinc, gold, and silver. The 40 surrounding acres were purchased in 2007 for $625,000, and the inside
Really pretty
is
stone.
pretty spooky.
This one looks pretty closed up. I suppose I could go down in there. Oh my God. I'm slightly claustrophobic, so I don't think I could be a miner. Oh, so creepy, dude. If my phone died when I was down here, I would be really SOL. Here's some old remnants of the mine. Here's another opening. Oh, whoa, this is sick. Wow. Cool. Whoa, it's huge in here. Gotta watch my step because I don't know how far down that goes. Look at all the pretty colors down here though. This is very cool. I found some silver!
Oh, it's just a Coors Light. Damn it.
Whoa, okay, this is sketchy. Look at this hole. Wonder how old this is. I'm just trusting that it's gonna support my weight like a dumb person. There's a lot of this pretty turquoise rock under here.
After enjoying some chips in the cave, it was time for the home stretch to my home in California. But before I crossed state lines, I decided to pick up a hitchhiker. But he seemed like the type of guy who didn't want to be on camera. And right as I was driving him to the next town, the Suzuki decided to die again.
No, there's this car's got some electrical issues, so
So now I'm potentially stranded with this strange man in my car, but luckily, I was able to coast into a gas station perfectly.
But this might be your get off point. Yeah.
Our electrical issues eventually sorted themselves out again, so we were able to move onward to California.
So with a few more hours of driving, we've made it to California. Now, where are we? Well, we're in the desert of California, where I have landed the $0 camper. Now, we'll get a little more familiar with this place in my next videos when I upgrade this thing. Yeah, we're gonna make this $0 camper a lot more livable in the next video, so be sure to subscribe to check that out, and thanks for coming along for this journey.